Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the Daily Lessons podcast. This is going to be episode number 17, and today we're going to be answering the question of what is success, or at least trying to answer it in general. Now, this episode is going to be talking about one of my favorite podcasts, which is the My First Million podcast. I'm a huge fan of that podcast of just Sean and also just Sam in general, and I listen to it at almost a daily basis, right? Now, one of the things that they actually talked about, which really caught my attention, is talking about another guy who said this, and I don't remember which exact person said this, but they basically referenced it within the podcast itself. They asked the guy what success is, and he said that success is just the sum of your attempts. Now, they obviously dived a little bit deeper on it, and obviously they're millionaires, so they're much better inclined to talk about success than I am. But here are my lessons of what we can actually do with this and how to actually implement it all. Now, if success is just the sum of your attempts, then that means that the more number of attempts that you actually do, the higher your success rate is actually going to go. But that comes with a caveat. The caveat is that you need to make sure that you actually reiterate things and you refine things and in your process to actually achieve success. So for example, right, I'm going to take my YouTube channel as an example because that's what I'm most familiar with right now, which I kind of am just starting from scratch, right? So for example, if people are just not clicking on my YouTube channel or just not watching any of my videos, then that means that, hey, I have a promotion problem or a marketing problem, right? I'm just not marketing my content enough, or my thumbnail isn't actually as good and well thought off as I'd like it to be, right? Maybe I need to change my thumbnail, right? If people are actually watching the video but they're dropping off after like 30 seconds or a minute, then that means that I need to get to the point faster. I need to make sure that my content is thoroughly engaging and entertaining as well, right? So I need to change those aspects, and obviously because of YouTube analytics, I actually have that information available to me to make those informed decisions and to make those changes, right? Now, if I keep on doing that again and again for every single video, I make sure that I refine the process and I make a better product, make a more entertaining product or more engaging videos, then I can make sure that my success rate is much higher as well, because I obviously am reiterating every single time, and hopefully eventually success is going to be written for me, right? Now, that's where I feel like a lot of people mess up. They keep on doing the exact same thing again and again, expecting different results, which is the definition of insanity. And I know that that is actually attributed to Albert Einstein, but unfortunately, it's actually not a quote from him. Somebody actually just made that up on the internet. But hey, they were really successful in attributing it to him, right? You need to make sure that you're actually learning your lesson from any single thing that you are attempting, right? So, for example, Kobe Bryant was somebody that I hated before he retired, but after he retired, I actually loved him, and I started looking more into him in his life and just his thought process in general, right? So, one of the famous things and one of the stories about Kobe Bryant that I absolutely love is that as a rookie, I think he was a rookie or maybe he was a sophomore in the league, he airballed some game tying and game winning shots in the playoffs, right? And he didn't just airball once, he airballed about like 3 times in a row or something, right? And he said that in the off season, he thought about it. He's like, okay, cool. What exactly went wrong there, right? And when you airball in a basketball game, that just typically means that you don't have enough strength, and all your strength is coming from your legs. So that just means that your legs have officially given out now, which is causing you to have a lot of difficulty shooting the basketball. What he did instead is that, okay, cool. He saw that, hey, I have a strength and conditioning problem, so this is what I'm going to do, and this is how I'm going to become successful. What I have been doing has not been working because I obviously had my legs give off of me at the end because of the longer NBA season versus to what he had in high school, because he came right out of high school to the NBA. So he said, longer NBA season. All right, cool. I need to revamp my training plan. I need to revamp my strength and conditioning program, right? And then the next year he comes back, and he comes back with a vengeance. He comes back better than ever, right? Now, obviously, that's one thing from the Mamba mentality that I learned, but it's essentially the same thing. He reiterated on the success. He got to the playoffs the very first year that he was there in the NBA, but he airballed those shots, right, in the playoffs. And he understood what caused his failure. And because of that, the next season, he was even more successful. And I feel like we can all learn from that, and we could all do something in regards to that, whether that just be changing a YouTube thumbnail, right? Or maybe changing a title of a video, or maybe just doing a completely separate podcast in general, right? We can all go ahead and we can all learn from our failures, and we can make sure that the sum of our attempts eventually does lead to success. And yeah, keep on learning your lessons, keep on trying new things, and keep on building on them, and make sure you learn something from them every single day. And eventually, I hope success is going to be yours if you're doing the right thing. All right. This was the Daily Lessons podcast as usual. I hope you enjoyed this. Please make sure that you leave a like on this video and subscribe to the channel as well if you haven't already. That's really the only form of payment that I'm going to ask you for right now. Maybe something in the future. I don't know yet. But I hope you guys enjoyed. This is Yusha signing off. Take care, guys.